Hello students, welcome to RubinScience, a unique way of learning. In this session, we shall be studying about the cell, the unit of life, which is a part one. A series of videos will be coming up which discuss the different aspects of the cell. To begin with, what are cells? As all we know, cells are the basic structural unit of life and which have the ability to perform all the necessary functions required for the survival of a cell, and which also have the ability to divide and which could be seen only in the microscope. Why? Because they are microscopic in nature, as they are microscopic in nature. So this definition was given just because there was from some previous information before the about the cell, right? So we shall see what are all the previous information available. Who discovered the cell first? Uh, The term cell was first coined by the British scientist the Robert Hooke. On what basis did he coin this term, the cell? He saw a dead cork-like structure and he named it as the word cell. And what did he saw and how did he describe this? And this was the image. How what did he explain? So he saw a honeycomb like structure where if you see a beehive like this, where you can see a small compartments, individual compartments where the bee will be storing the nectars, right, and where they will be available. So he saw this and he named it as a cell. Did it stop for this? Then who observed the live cell first? Then Anton Leeuwenhoek was the first person to describe a live cell. There was yet more to be discovered by Robert Brown, who discovered the nucleus, which is called as a center of a cell or a brain of a cell, where majority of the information will be stored. With this prior information about the cell and the nucleus and the term cell, the cell theory was proposed. Who proposed the cell theory? The cell theory was proposed by the German botanist Schlerin and British zoologist Schwann together proposed a cell theory. But the cell theory didn't explain how the new cells are formed. So the Vircher, he was the first person to explain how the new cells are formed. That is homicellulae, he cellulae, which says that a parent cell, a parent cell which give rise to a two daughter cells. Okay, yeah, a single cell divides to give a two daughter cells. So this was explained by Virchow. So what is cell theory then? So cell theory says that all the living organisms are composed of one cell or more cell. If we want to say a living organism, it should have minimum single cell or group of cells. Okay, this is the first theory. And the second theory says a cell is a basic structure and functional unit of life. As we all know, a single cell, a group of cells together forms a tissue like this. Okay, a group of tissues like this forms a organ like this, and group of organ forms a organ system. So group of organ system forms an organism. Okay, as we know this, now you see a cell. If you see here, this a cell is a basic structure. The cell is a basic structure for all this function, and for an organism to be a single cell to forms a group of cells, a tissue, a group of tissues together forms an organ, and organs together forms an organ system to a whole organism. And the last theory says that a cell arises from a pre-existing cell. This is the one. So this is a parent cell where the cell divides and forms a two daughter cells. Now till now we studied about the history of the cells and the cell theory. Further, we shall be studying the classification of cells based on the various aspects. The first aspects we shall be studying that is number of cells, mean the number of cells they are present. That is unicellular and multicellular. What is uni here? Uni means single. Uni means single. A single-celled organism or a multicellular organism. So what is meant by single-celled organism? So if you take an organism where a single cell, mean this is single cell which exists as a single organism or an individual organism, so that all functions or everything is maintained by a single cell. The best example for this is bacteria and amoeba. See, if you see a bacteria here, it is a single cell which exists as an individual organism. The next one is multicellular organisms. Multicellular organisms means where more than one cell is present. It can be two or more cells together. So as previously we said, a group of cells together forms a tissue to organ, organ to an organ system like this. So a group of organ comprises to form and function group of or like group of cells here. They function together in harmony to form an organ system. For examples are mammals, we humans, fishes, and plants here. Next classification is based on the size. So here we are going to classify them based are they a small cell, are they a large cell, are they a long cell. So small cell, this is based on the size, right? So small cell are the bacterial cell. These are the smallest cells which you can see. So if this is the smallest cell, which is the largest cell, so a shocking thing is ostrich egg, which is so big, this is a largest single cell, which is the largest single cell, okay? So this is the largest single cell. And a neuron or a nerve cell, which is a longest cell in our body. So this is a nerve cell which is long. Next classification is based on the size. This classification is mainly for the bacterial cell based on the shape. The first one is cocci or a spherical shape, or which says a round shape. The next one is bacilli or a rod shape, which exists as a rod shape. And the spirochaeta, which is a spring-like shape. Okay, spring-like shape. Next is vibrio, which is mainly for the comma shape. Spirulina for a spiral shape like this. So with this, we studied a brief history about the cell and how they are classified, and based on the shape and the size and the number of cells present. We also studied about the cell theory, which says how the cells are formed and what are the functions individually they can exist. So in coming videos, we shall be studying a difference between a prokaryotic cell and a eukaryotic cell, or what is the difference between a plant cell and animal cell, and different cell organelles present in both plants and animal cells and their function. With this, we conclude today's class. Thank you.